Hello everyone, welcome back. Sorry. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about learning. Learning is aprendizado, tá? Aprender, né? Learning. We're going to talk about learning, another one of my lessons, one of my favorites because of the topic, okay? I love learning. I love to learn, discover new things. I love the exploration, exchanging information with other people, so it's very nice. And we are going to focus on the development of our English conversational skills, ok? Vamos tentar desenvolver a nossa conversação no inglês, tá? Então liga a legenda, se for o seu caso, muda a velocidade do vídeo para ajustar melhor para o seu nível de aprendizado, para o seu ritmo de aprendizado, ok? É bem legal de você usar essas ferramentas, ok? E quando eu estou gravando o vídeo, eu estou contando com você que você vai fazer isso, tá bem? So, today we're going to talk about learning, okay? So to learn new things, to acquire new information, to discover new facts and develop new skills, anything like that, anything that can be defined as learning. So the first text that I showed my students, I shared with my students in class, was the power of learning. So I like to introduce my students to the lesson, like why are we doing this? And the first text that I do, it's normally a good illustration of the purpose of the lesson, né? O propósito da lição, né? The purpose of the lesson. So the learning power, let's understand the power of learning, okay? Learning is understanding, then applying information, and knowledge is power. It's easy to understand why our brain produces dopamine whenever we learn. New knowledge can help us grow, and education can be a great way to be happy, okay? So, a few interesting things here. Knowledge is power, né? Knowledge is conhecimento, né? Knowledge is power. Another important information here is our brain produces dopamine whenever we learn. Okay, so your brain is actually producing dopamine. That one of those hormones that makes you feel really, really good, né? Daqueles hormônios que te faz sentir muito, muito bem, né? One of those hormones that makes you feel really, really good, dopamine. Whenever we learn. Whenever we learn, é bem legal essa palavra, whenever. Whenever significa a qualquer momento, sempre que, toda vez que, né? Whenever, né? Vem da palavra when, de quando, e ever, de sempre, toda vez, qualquer que seja, né? Então, whenever. Whenever we learn, toda vez que aprendemos, sempre que aprendemos ou qualquer momento que aprendemos, né? So, when you learn something new, when you get new information and you get a new understanding, when you understand something, you know that feeling you get, like, oh, that's cool, that's interesting, oh, that's so nice. That feeling is dopamine in your brain. So your brain is gonna give you that, okay? Because knowledge is power. With new knowledge, you have more chances of survival, né? Mais chances de sobrevivência mesmo, pensando na evolutionary biology, né? Biologia evolucionária, I don't know in Portuguese, but the evolutionary biology, I love to study this, hunter and gatherers, tribes and all that is very nice. Caçadores e coletores e as tribos. Your brain produces dopamine because new knowledge can help us grow, okay? And the last sentence, I love the last sentence, education can be a great way to be happy, né? A educação, né? Pode ser uma grande maneira, uma ótima maneira, um ótimo jeito de ser feliz. Education can be a great way to be happy, and that is absolutely true, okay? It really can make you very, very happy if you are educated, informed, if you have new knowledge, skills, if you can do, you have freedom, you have more power to do things, to choose, make choices in your life, have more options. It really can be a great way to be happy, okay? And the first question I ask my students is a great question. You should ask yourself, né? You should ask yourself. Você deveria perguntar a si mesmo, né? Should ask. Should ask, né? No inglês, a gente tem infinitas possibilidades, assim como no português. Imaginem com todas as línguas, de juntar palavras, né? Linking sounds, né? Você pode conectar palavras na hora de falar, né? Should ask yourself, né? Deveria perguntar para você mesmo. It's a great question that you should ask yourself. What would you like to learn as a hobby or for professional growth? Okay? So, I'm asking you, what would you like to learn? Né? O que você gostaria de aprender? What would you like to learn? Maybe for a hobby, just as a hobby, or maybe for professional growth. Whatever it is, you can choose both options. I think everybody should have both answers, okay? Ready, né? Todo mundo devia ter essa resposta pronta para hobby e para crescimento profissional, né? So, what is the hobby? Like, would you like to learn a new language, a new musical instrument, maybe a new sport, maybe a new art form, né? An art form, uma forma de arte, an art form. An art form, or for professional growth, oh my God. Today we have videos on YouTube, courses on different educational platforms. You have MBAs, you have very short courses, workshops, whatever. There's infinite information. We live in the era of information. There's so many ways to access it, and then that's definitely very easy to do. You just gotta make sure. You got to make sure. Você tem que certificar-se, né? Você deve certificar-se, né? You gotta make sure you're choosing wisely, né? Você está escolhendo sabiamente. You're choosing wisely because we have so many options, and it's very easy to make a mistake. It's very easy to choose the wrong thing or not the most efficient course. Okay, so our time is very valuable, and you gotta make sure that you're using it in the best possible way. Okay, o tempo é muito valioso, tem que certificar se está usando da melhor maneira possível, né? So that's it. As a hobby, I would like to learn Italian, for example. I would definitely like to learn Italian. I did study for a brief time about 10 years ago, and then I would like definitely to maybe try that again. I love the language. I just love the language. Also, a little art form. I really like to draw with that black ink and then paint aquarela inside. Okay, so it's basically aquarela, but you draw the outlines, né, que é os contornos with a black ink, né, com tinta preta, aquela caneta de I have it here, with this kind of ink pen. It's very nice. I love it. I think it's so beautiful. I do not have the time though. Mas eu não tenho tempo, né? Então o que eu fiz aqui nessa frase? I do not have the time though. Esse though, no final da frase, ele é super comum no inglês, pouco usado e pouco ensinado. Though no final da frase é a mesma coisa que but no começo dela, tá bem? Mas ele é muito fácil de ser usado, então a gente usa bastante, e o som dele fica só um though lá no final. I do not have the time though. Mas eu não tenho tempo, tá? Simplesmente aprender como é usado e pronto. Ao invés de usar o but no começo da frase, but I don't have the time though. É a mesma coisa, são duas frases sinônimas, ok? E é muito usado, legal de você saber que isso existe e também passar a usar, para você de fato incorporar, tá bem? E eu não usei o don't, eu usei o do not, que é a mesma coisa, só que don't deixa contraído. Por que eu separei? Quando você quer dar ênfase no não, qualquer que seja a sua frase, presente, passado, futuro, qualquer que seja a frase que você queira dar ênfase, você separa ele. Você não faz aquela contração do don't, do isn't, do won't, que é o futuro, will not, won't, do didn't, né, no passado. Você não faz a contração, você não junta, você deixa ele separado para você dar ênfase na sua voz na hora de falar nesse not, né? I do not have the time though. Foi isso que eu fiz, né? Mas eu não tenho tempo, né? Foi isso que eu quis dizer, tá certo? And for professional growth, Jesus, I don't know. For professional growth, I don't have a course that I would like to do. But I love reading. Like every time that I read a book, I consider it, I love reading books, but I consider it part of my professional growth. Because I work with education, I develop, create my own content, né? Meu próprio conteúdo. I develop, desenvolvo, crio my own content. Meu próprio conteúdo. I develop and create my own content. So every time that I'm reading a book, I consider it a kind of a time investment in my professional growth, because countless times I've used what I learned in books or podcasts in my classes, definitely. And I just love reading, learning, and listening to these podcasts, but definitely I use them for professional growth. I think so. And every time that I develop myself, I develop the quality, the level of quality of my classes, definitely. Okay? So then I gave my students 5 topics of learning, and the first one was tailored learning. Tailored vem da palavra alfaiate, é customizado. Tailored learning, ok? Liga a legenda se for o caso, mesmo que você esteja assistindo sem legenda, liga a legenda para você ver ela escrita. Né? Tailor é o alfaiate, to tailor é customizar e tailored learning é um aprendizado customizado, né? Tailored learning, that's one topic. Teaching is another topic. Experience, it's another topic. Theory versus practice, né? A teoria contra a prática, ou a prática, né? Outro tópico. In hard versus soft skills, né? Hard skills and soft skills, né? Hard skills seriam habilidades mais técnicas, por exemplo, falar inglês, ou programar, ou saber usar uma ferramenta. E soft skills seriam mais aquelas habilidades interpessoais de comunicação, em convivência, né? E assim por diante. Então, vou começar aqui com tailored learning, né? So, I will not read these texts, okay? I'm just saying, so tailored learning, what I talked about was that we have so many options of studying nowadays and learning nowadays, like videos, books, podcasts, audiobooks, workshops, platforms, whatever. We have so many options that we can customize, we can tailor our learning experience to our needs. Ok? Para nossas necessidades, né? To our needs or to our taste, né? Para o nosso gosto, né? It's very easy for us to tailor it, and I think the most important thing that we can do is to make sure you know everything that is available. You know everything that's available for you, to you. Você sabe tudo que está disponível. All the tools that are available, you have to know them. Né? Tem que saber todas as ferramentas disponíveis. And then you make your choice. You tailor your learning experience, okay? So I think it's very important for you guys to search AI, okay? ChatGPT, it's a great learning tool that I don't see many people using. That's why I'm mentioning it. Por isso que eu estou mencionando ChatGPT. I believe it's one of the best learning tools. It's an oracle. It's somebody that knows everything. Ask it, okay? Hard skills and soft skills. I love this one, okay? Hard skills and soft skills. Hard skills, probably like in the future, they will be less and less relevant, okay? Because hard skills can be easily replaced by machines, computers, artificial intelligence, programming, supercomputers, quantum computers, AI, and then everything together and combined. It is very unlikely. It is very unlikely that you will need hard skills in the future, né? É muito improvável, improvável que você vai precisar dessa hard skills in the future, okay? So very interesting to think about this, and then invest some time in soft skills, okay? So we gotta learn how to communicate with other people, okay? So listening to others, communicating effectively, definitely persuasion, negotiation, and managing a team, being the leader. It's very important for you to know this. And we live in a globalized world. You will talk to people in English, and it's important that you don't lose all of your soft skills the second you get out of your native language, ok? Então, todas aquelas soft skills que você tem no português, você não quer perder elas assim que você vai para o inglês, né? Então, mas agora eu falo inglês com essa pessoa. Aí você perdeu todas as ferramentas que você tinha porque você não aprendeu a falar inglês direito, porque você achou que a inteligência artificial fosse fazer isso para você. Não dá, ok? Para ela fazer tudo, ok? Dá para fazer muito, mas não dá para fazer tudo, ok? E nesse mundo competitivo, uma pequena vantagem é uma grande vantagem. Então, make sure all of the soft skills you have are available to you in English as well, okay? And we talk about teaching. Teaching is one of the best ways for you to learn something. Everybody knows this. You learn something in theory, you put in practice, you really dominate that content. Well, the best way for you to really, really grasp the whole idea, né, pegar toda a ideia mesmo, is for you to teach others. So you explain it to other people, you are organizing in your head logically, step by step, you're explaining to other people and you're watching them learn, you're watching them grow in the process. That's definitely an indicator that you have learned something. I am a teacher, and I'm constantly learning things by talking to people and trying to teach people. The next topic was theory versus practice. That is interesting for you, for everybody to understand. Like, how do you learn better? Some people learn better by reading a manual. I have some students that told me, I like to read manuals. I like to read guidelines, rules. I like to read the documents on how things work. Né? Eles gostam de ler a teoria primeiro. Other people, they need hands-on mão na massa, né? Hands-on experience, put in practice, and then I can really learn something. So I think it's important for you to know yourself, for you to know how do you learn better, and then make sure you're investing most of your time in that. And the last topic was experience. This one is great. Maybe the most valuable lessons learned through experience. Okay, how do you know something? Well, you know something because you experienced it, you felt it, you lived it, and then definitely you know that thing. Like, oh, do you know what it feels like to do this? Well, you have to do it. Then you will know. Okay, you can try to read about it, watch videos, and everything. Nothing will teach you better than experiencing something, okay, in reality. And that's definitely a great indicator of competence to me, okay? I want to read this text just so people remember the value of experience, okay? Experience. Não deveríamos, we shouldn't underestimate the power of experience. When we are doing something, we make mistakes. With the errors, we learn lessons, and then we adjust our procedures for the better. With time, we collect many lessons, making experience an indicator of quality. Okay? So we are learning with our mistakes, and with experience, we make more mistakes, we learn more lessons, and that's why we should value and respect experience, people that have been doing something for a long time. I got 10 years doing this, okay? And I can definitely tell you, I was a great teacher in the beginning, but not half as good as I am today. Experience just gave me more tools, okay? A experiência me deu mais ferramentas, simplesmente isso, simple as that, okay? And that's it, that was learning, guys. Thank you very much for watching. You guys, I hope this is helping you. Make sure you're sharing with other people that maybe might benefit from it, que podem se beneficiar disso, né? Might benefit from it. And if you have any questions, please tell me. And thank you very much. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.